Hi, I'm Sebastian. Do I look in the camera or do I look here? Can I get a water? I'm from Mexico. Dog. Are you gonna tag me on Instagram? What are we doing? Maybe it's better if I sit over here. This is awkward. I like banana.
Okay. Yeah, so these interviews, they can get hectic. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing. So let me just give you some tips to make this process a whole lot smoother. Alright, Tony here, good to see you guys again, and let me get you straight to it so I don't waste any of your time. Number one, incorporate the question in your answer. Now this is something I always say to whoever I'm interviewing. I always ask them, listen, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, it would be great if you can incorporate the question in your answer. Example, what's your name? My name is Tony. Yesterday I was filming with my friend Sebastian, right? I did a little interview with him, just for this video. I asked him just a few questions, and this is how it went.
What's your name?
Sebastian Beja.
Where are you from?
Mexico.
What's your favorite fruit?
Banana.
Are you more like a dog or a cat person?
Dog.
If you were a bird, what bird would you be?
An eagle.
Now, nothing wrong with it, but what if I want to cut my own voice out of it? Then you might end up with something like this.
Sebastian Beja. Mexico. Banana. Dog. An eagle.
Granted, it is quite funny. So let's play that again.
Sebastian Beja. Mexico. Banana. Dog. An eagle.
Okay, it's funny, but it's useless, right? This is not what we want. Let's do it again, and this time I ask him to incorporate the question in his answer. This is how it went.
So, what's your name?
My name is Sebastian Beja.
Where are you from?
I am from Mexico.
If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be?
The fruit that I want to be is a banana.
Are you more like a dog or a cat person?
I am a dog person.
If you were a bird, what bird would you be?
If I was a bird, I would be an eagle.
Now I cut my own voice out, and this is what I have left.
My name is Sebastian Beja. I am from Mexico. The fruit that I want to be is a banana. I am a dog person. If I was a bird, I would be an eagle.
Now this works! This is exactly what I want. It's clear what he said, the audience knows what he's talking about. It's pretty simple, right? But it's so crucial though. A lot of people forget about this, and it took me a while to really get this to my brain that I always should ask the subject to do this. Now I'm not saying you always have to do this. There are a lot of situations where you want your own voice in it. Like a lot of famous documentary makers do it, like Michael Moore or Louis Theroux. They make sure that they are still in the footage, but they are then the subject of your own video, which is fine if you want to go that way. But if you want to collect testimonials and you're pretty sure you don't want your own voice in the footage, make sure they incorporate the question in the answer. I just want to mention real quick, this is probably the most important thing I find when I do interviews, and I make sure I always tell my subject to do this. Number 2, the 3-second stare. People are nervous in front of a camera. Actually, most people just don't want to be on the camera. So when you point the camera at their face, they kind of freak out. People want to get it over with as soon as they can. So they look away on the final word, and it goes like something like this.
If I was a bird, I would be an eagle. Was that good?
Okay, now I realize it looks funny, but there's not much I can do with it now. It looks bad on camera, can't do nothing with it. And same goes with the intro, right? People just want to start too early. So this is what happens.
What city are we in right now?
Kuala Lumpur.
If you were a bird, what bird would you
Eagle.
be?
Like we cross sentences, and again, this is what I get on camera. You may not notice it when you're filming it, but the camera catches it. And you gotta make people aware of this, because most people don't know it, especially people who have never been on camera before. It's in their mind to just look away as soon as they can. So guys, always incorporate the 3-second stare when you start an interview and when you end an interview. Too easy, right? Number 3, remind them where to look. Again, this is crucial. If you don't inform them what to do, they will just look all over the place. Like, imagine me not knowing where to look. It might go a little bit like this. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Like, it's been an amazing day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, let's talk about like how to interview people. I'm breaking contact with the viewer gets confused. I'm confused. I don't know where to look at. And again, it's captured on this camera. So before you start an interview, just prepare the subject. Just let them know real quick if you want them to look in the camera or do you want them to look at yourself as the interviewer. Now there are a number of reasons why you want to switch this up. For instance, if you want them to look in the camera, that's quite intimidating. Like I find this quite scary, but it will keep like a really good connection with you guys, the audience. So if you want to get that result, ask them to look into the lens. But if you're more like a natural approach, then maybe you just ask them to look at yourself, the interviewer. It will make them a lot more comfortable, make them a lot more at ease, and you just can have a conversation like normal human beings. It's a totally different experience, so it's a choice you have to make. Do you want them to talk to the audience, or you just want like a conversation, just an interview? Number 4, what do you want to get out of the interview? This is a question you really gotta ask yourself. Normally when I do an interview, when I go out, I know exactly what answers I want to get. Now, that doesn't mean that I will go to people for a testimonial or a short interview and just ask them to repeat exactly what I'm saying. No, that's bullshit. But you kind of guide them to the exact answer. Here's a good example. Sometimes I film at a festival, it's called A-Fest. It's, whoa, mind-blowing, please check it out one day. My job was to get testimonials. Testimonials about the festival. More specifically, I needed to get testimonials of the people saying what they thought about all the people in this whole festival. What did they like about it? Are they amazing? Are they horrible? But that's what I needed. Plus, to make it a bit trickier, everybody in that festival, they were not called the people of A-Fest, they were called the tribe. So here's how I handled it. Every time I did an interview, I went to them and I said this: hey, you've been here for a while now, what do you think of the tribe? So normally an answer that I would get was like, wow, the tribe is amazing, I really love all the people around here, everybody's so friendly. And that's kind of what I wanted, so that's great. So think about what you want out of the interview, phrase your questions around it, and you will get it, I promise you. Right, number 5, focus on the subject. When you're interviewing, this is your house. This is your camera, this is your setup. Everybody who steps in front of the camera steps in your house, so you are the host. Keep that in your mind so you can treat them like a guest. Make them feel as comfortable as possible. They are helping you out, remember? You're not doing them a favor. So start with basics, like sometimes I just ask, hey, you alright? You want something to drink? You want me to take your coat? Whatever, just make them feel comfortable. Also, a really important thing, you're working with cameras, and of course I've been there multiple times, the camera breaks, sound turns off, camera falls, whatever, like there's some technical difficulties. Now it's crucial that the subject doesn't get like spooked or doesn't get like freaked out about anything. The subject should not even know that there's an issue. So the moment something breaks or something is wrong, just keep talking to them, just like a normal conversation. Ask them like, hey, how are you doing? Like, nice weather is it? Do you play sports? I'm more like a dog person. What are you? And in the meantime, just fix whatever needs to be fixed. Just stay calm and don't freak them out. Also, it's crucial to make them feel comfortable. Again, it's really scary to look in this lens. It is scary for me, but definitely for people who have never been on camera before. So make them feel comfortable, tell a joke just to get them relaxed, make them smile. Please understand that this is difficult, these people are doing you a favor, this is your house, make them feel comfortable. Understand? Good. 6, make a list. Make a list with your deliverables. It's kind of like a part 2 of step 4, but if you have a list of the deliverables that you need, you can just check them off. Remember I went to that festival, A-Fest? I had to interview 7 people. I knew the exact names, I listed them down. I had 4 days to get them. Every time I did an interview with them, I crossed it off, I crossed it off, I crossed it off. But also some key sentences. I figured it would be great if I have some people say something about the tribe, say something about the speakers, say something about the specific party. So I wrote those sentences down, and the moment they said something in the vein of this answer I wrote down, I just simply crossed it off. Now I knew exactly what I had and I could go home and eat. It's a bit like a shot list. You know, you just write down what you need, you cross it off, you go home, you're happy. Trust me, if you don't do it, you will always regret. You will look at your footage and you'll be like, I should have asked this, or nobody said this in their testimonial, or I needed to have this sentence. If you prepared yourself, this situation would not happen. But also, to be honest, I used to keep like a list with exactly these tips I'm giving you right now. I always had them ready, so the moment I started an interview, I would tell the people in front of the camera how to do it, and yeah, just make things a lot easier. And of course, like the final thing, whenever you do an interview, think about the whole framing. Sometimes I filmed something, like I did an interview or a testimonial or whatever, and there were some really creepy things happening in the background, and you'll just regret it in post. That's about it. These are like the 6 rules I really live by, and every time I do an interview, I quickly go down this list. For me, it's second nature right now, but it took me a while to really understand these things. And now every time I go out shooting, I do a testimonial or an interview, I'm fully confident in the result and hardly get a surprise when I get back. So, let's just summarize this. Let's grab the slide. Number 1, repeat the question. Number 2, the 3-second stare. Number 3, tell them where to look. Number 4, what do you want to get out of the interview? Number 5, focus on the subject. And number 6, make a list of your deliverables. You can go back to the specific time codes in this video just to repeat whatever I said. Alright guys, now I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, I would appreciate it if you press the like button and just break subscribe while watch out for your computer. And I will see you on the next video.
Do I also move a bit?
Yeah,
Okay.
move a bit.
Do I look in the camera? Do I look over here? Do I look over there? Do I look over there? Do I look down?
If you were a bird, what bird would you
Eagle.
be?